Welcome, everyone, to Taft Stadium, Oklahoma City's Energy. Home at last after 2 on the road, taking on a team looking for it, not just its first win of the season, but its first goal, Rio Grande, in a bitter rematch from last year's playoffs. Welcome to Oklahoma City for the OKC Energy home opener against Rio Grande Valley's Toros. Along with George Metellus, I'm Dave Lamont. And George, interesting that both these teams, as we take a look at Jimmy Nielsen right here, looking for their first win on the year.
Yes, and for Rio Grande Valley, they want to get their first goal of the season. Meanwhile, Energy FC have struggled defensively as well, giving up 4 goals in their first 2 matches. So a team that hasn't scored a goal is on the road against a team that has given up 4 goals this season. So we will see what happens. That lends itself for an interesting and exciting matchup.
Well, let's take a look at our players to watch, and we begin first off with the Toros and Eric Bird.
Yeah, Eric Bird is the number 10. He will play a deep-lying midfield role behind the attacking line, as we'll get to the formations in a minute, but he will be crucial in the midfield, linking up that back line with the attack and creating opportunities for his teammates so they can get the first goal of the season.
Alex Dixon has something that RGV does not have yet, a goal.
Yes, he scored the equalizer in the game against the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. Say that 10 times fast. He is a player with a lot of pace down the right side, and he has a knack of finding a little bit of space in the penalty area so he can score and finish. That will be something, too, for the Rio Grande Valley defense to look out for.
Let's take a look at our 11s here on this breezy evening at OKC, and we begin with the home team.
Yeah, it's lining up as a 4-4-2. The name to watch is the number 14, Jose Barril. He's a Real Madrid Castilla product. He was suspended for the game against Colorado after picking up a red card in the opening match against Swope Park, so he will be important in that midfield as the creator for Denny Koenig going forward.
And for RGV, their 11 will feature in the back end, Cotley Brown. And we're getting a look tonight at the 18-year-old Camilo Monroy from Colombia making his American debut.
Yes, he is in for Kyle Murphy. That's the lone change from the match in the 1-0 loss at Tulsa. The teenager from Colombia coming up through the América de Cali system, which is one of the big clubs in Colombia. Even if they were in the second division a few years ago, they're still a big team in Colombia. So it'll be interesting to see how he plays and how he attacks this OKC Energy defense.
And the best news for the Energy, no snow tonight.
Yes.
There will not be snowbanks or snowfall on this beautiful evening in Oklahoma City for these two sides. Looking for their first victory of the season. The Toros trying to get to the back of the net for the first time this season. It's a beautiful evening for football, and we'll have this match for you when we return.
Your banking needs are personal, none more so than your personal checking. FFB has a checking solution for you. Like FFB's Debit Card Rewards, which earns you points with every debit card purchase. Points for travel, hotels, restaurants, or merchandise from your favorite stores. And as always, you'll enjoy FFB checking perks like mobile deposit, online bill pay, and free ATMs worldwide. That's a lot of punch packed into a little plastic. Visit ffb.com/rewards for more today.
What if you could keep an eye on your business every hour of every day and know where your customers are at any moment? See what your employees are doing or tell if your windows and doors are secure. And what if you could do all that from anywhere? Introducing Cox Business Security. With HD surveillance and 24/7 monitoring, our security never sleeps, so you can. Cox Business Security Solutions. Security that means business.
So the game ball arrives in style at Taft tonight. Not a typical trip for the game ball, but still, nonetheless, you can do this on a beautiful evening here in Oklahoma City.
Ball gets special treatment. Look at that. You got to love that. Doing big things in Oklahoma City, and about time for Energy FC to get home to some familiar surroundings and hopefully jumpstart what will be a playoff push where they win at home. That is going to be so important. If they get the 3 points here, that confidence will build for Jimmy Nielsen's side, and they would like to do it against Junior Gonzalez's man.
You see Junior, formerly with the Seattle Sounders FC2, Jimmy Nielsen, the only coach that the Energy have ever had, and of course it was a goalkeeper for Sporting KC in his day, and he's already giving the fourth official, Mike Kashev, some grief. That's the job of the fourth official, to accept said grief.
Yes.
Andrew Mushashi is the referee. Michael Kapp and Wade Beal are his assistants. And you see the white kits for the visitors, RGV. They've had 2 1-0 losses to open. And the way things have gone for them this year, it's been tough for them to score. They've had chances. They didn't play all that poorly last week. Really, they did not against Tulsa, but they just could not get that 1 or 2 really good chances that were knocked away. And then Tulsa ended up getting the game-winning goal.
Yeah, it's in this league especially, it's all about how you take advantage of the chances you get in front of goal. Can you capitalize on those opportunities? And that's where Ruben Luna, the number 9, is going to have a big game. And also with Camilo Monroy and Escalante as well. So the generating of chances, as long as they continue to generate chances, eventually the ball will go in. Once they stop generating chances, that's when it's a problem.
Now we will begin with the control taken by the Toros and giving everybody a chance just to get a touch. Playing ahead with the long ball forward. And we'll get an immediate throw in here. Ruled out by the referee's assistant in favor of the Energy. A good takeaway that time by Escalante for the Toros, and they'll go ahead and go all the way back to Brown, the goalkeeper.
Yep, early on you see Danny Koenig dropping deep into the midfield, trying to win the ball, trying to hold up the possession for OKC. Jimmy Nielsen wants to have a lot of possession, and even if that means your number 9 has to drop back and fight to gain possession in the midfield.
And one thing you're noticing already is we're going to have one of these games where the sun's going to set during the game, so it's going to be a little bit difficult, I think, for sometimes the players to judge the ball in the sun and then go from sun to shade or shade to sun where the ball goes in the air. So see how they adjust as the evening goes on. But just ideal conditions, as at that time it was Gonzalez who had to make a save, the head coach for the Toros. And you get an idea as we switch from the field level to a little bit higher about how bright it is there in Oklahoma City here at Taft. And a little bit of a touch foul called against the Energy. It'll go in favor of RGV.
Look at Eric Bird, the number 10. He was making a run into the attack. When he pushes forward, the number 8, Charlie Ward, drops back in defense.
Yeah, that time that forward ball knocked away. It'll be a throw-in for the Toros.
It's almost as if they're playing kind of a triangle in the midfield with Bird, Ward, and Garcia early on. Let's see how OKC defends that.
Chip and the cross into the box is directed out. And Energy tried to counterpunch. Good work there by Green defensively, but got his hands. Oh, it's going to go against Oklahoma City. And you might have seen Jimmy Nielsen gesturing to the referee like, wait a minute, he grabbed first. But no, the call does go correct. They did do it the right. I thought that was on Green.
Yeah, it was on Green. Yeah, it was obstruction on Green. It looked like Gonzalez was about to get past him, and then Green kind of safely American football tackled him there and impeded his progression.
Yeah, honestly, that's one of the better tackles I've seen in any kind of football in the last couple of years with the way the game's officiated these days. And with you don't get to hit him in football like you used to. So a feeling out process here in the first 3 minutes of this match. Nobody has really had any good opportunities.
I'm just waiting for someone to settle. Here's Dixon with the pace. That's what they need.
runs into two defenders, and that will be OKC with an opportunity here to go for the throw-in.
That was the Brazilian center back. We're going to call him Ivan for the game, I guess, right?
Well, Magalhães would be one way to pronounce it,
yep.
but Ivan, he is Brazilian after all, so they tend to go by the one name. Threat opportunity here, and a little miscommunication, and attempted on the bicycle kick, and a great effort, but it's going to be a goal kick for RGV.
Oh, there's some sloppy defending in the penalty area by RGV. And Highland, if he keeps the shot down, he runs onto it perfectly. If he keeps the shot down, maybe takes a touch on it to settle it a little bit, it's going to be looking like it would be a goal for OKC. But he comes in a little bit too wild. Maybe it's just those first 4 or 5 minutes, those jitters, those nervous moments in the home opener.
Yeah.
But good sign for Oklahoma City that they can put pressure on RGV's defense and cause them to have lapses in the marking.
They certainly did not look organized. Once that ball came out for the throw-in, they seemed to hesitate, even look around like, whose man am I supposed to have here?
And that's all about communication and someone being the leader and taking that grip.
Good ball through here, but picked up sharply defensively by Garza. Knocked away, and just a flat steal that time. And Gonzalez had it poked away from him and into the control. Escalante playing back just a little bit here. We saw Green, and just had enough of a bump to draw a whistle.
And Danny Koenig is a very intense player. He's not afraid to mix it up. Bumped into Kai Green, and so the referee, Andrew Musashi, is giving him a little bit of a verbal warning there.
Well, there's always a pattern to most games, is that you get the warnings first. We spent about 25, 30 minutes warning everybody. And after that, the cards tend to come out. Either the official just loses his patience, or a player has repeatedly gone against the official's advice and he gets carded.
I like that. I like that in the beginning. You get a feel for the game. Let the game flow. And as long as the foul isn't too egregious, it's not too nasty of a challenge, you give him the verbal warning. He understands. And I think also the players appreciate that too. They kind of know the limits of the referee. That's part of the game and the strategy as well.
So the Toros seeking their first goal of the season, blanked in their first 2 games. Not blown out by any means. Both were 1-0 losses, but still they're struggling to score. And you know how that goes. Sometimes you go for long stretches, and then suddenly everything goes in.
Well, the thing for RGV, for Toros, is nothing's going to go in if they keep playing the ball with their back line. They have to build up and get those midfielders involved.
They have been a bit conservative to start. OKC's had one decent opportunity, and now they do indeed reset back to Brown. And Brown forced to go underneath the Sagal. A little forechecking by the Energy.
Rasmussen is pushing up in the midfield, trying to win balls high in the midfield so that they can break quickly. Rasmussen so far has done well in terms of marking and kind of carving out his space in the midfield, saying you can't come through here and keep possession.
And you get the sense that the Energy are close to cracking this.
Yeah.
That you've seen a couple of passes have not gone well. This time they go with a long ball, and this doesn't go well. And we're going to bring it for the first time today, Cody Lorendi, the captain for OKC, with his first touch.
Yep, it seems right now Rasmussen and Covarrubias have done a pretty good job early in this match of disconnecting the RGV attack going forward. You're seeing a lot of touches from the back line. We haven't seen Bird touch the ball very much. Charlie Ward hasn't touched the ball very much. Neither has Garcia.
Now a counterattack here for the Toros. Ball ahead down the left side. That's Garcia. And you can see the shadows in the sun and how that might be difficult. And that ball gets in the air like that when it does. And Dixon is knocked down, but no whistle. And some pressure here now for the Toros. Inside the box. Might have been an offsides either way. The ruling here from the referee is for a corner kick.
Yeah, and what happened there is Dixon at the right back position. He loses the ball. He goes down. That opened up a huge hole down that right side and gave Rio Grande Valley a numerical advantage. They weren't able to get a shot on frame, but it does lead to a set piece, and that's always dangerous.
So you got Luna right around the goal there, number 9. And we'll see an in-swinger here from the right foot in the 9th minute. First big chance for the Toros. They'll go underneath instead. The cross in there. Lorendi saw that all the way off the line very quickly. He'll start a fast break for Oklahoma City. And a beautiful feed to Gonzalez, and he's off.
There's Rasmussen in the middle, late with the pass.
Yeah, good anticipation, but you're right. He did have the chance that had to come out more quickly. And Dixon will try to get things restarted.
But it was well done by Lorendi. He saw that Miguel Gonzalez, Daniel's his brother. But Miguel Gonzalez breaking out wide on the left. Rasmussen streaking up the middle. Dixon was coming on the far side as well. If he gets that pass out sooner, he's looking on 2-on-1.
Again, in the neighborhood of Gonzalez. Sagal will get it way up in the air, trapped by Green. And Gonzalez takes a tumble. But now Oklahoma City ramping up the pressure here.
Well done by Dixon to put that pressure on the pressing and move it forward. Unfortunately, it doesn't lead to a goal-scoring opportunity, but how long can they keep up that pressure? It's very hard to do it for 90 minutes.
Well, it's very hard when you have Bird and Escalante, who are important to your offense, playing back as they are right now.
Yep.
There's Green. Bird getting plenty of touches, but nothing really pushing forward. Now Escalante trying to go forward with it, and he breaks down to the right side. And look out there. Wow, that was a dangerous header by Richard Dixon, and Lorendi making the toughest save of the match so far.
Yeah. Yep, for sure. Lorendi always on his toes. One of the best goalkeepers in USL. And that's Escalante trying to play it out wide to Monroy. Monroy hasn't had a touch yet in this game. We spoke about the teenager from Colombia.
Getting an incredible opportunity here on loan from the Houston Dynamo, the MLS partner of RGV. Now down to Gonzalez again. He has already figured prominently, but good thought, bad execution.
He had Koenig in the middle, but there were numbers in favor of RGV's defense. He's got to hold that ball and then wait for someone to make a run into that space in behind Kai Green. Got a little impatient there, Miguel Gonzalez.
So Greeno again. And it's just been very hard right now for the Toros to play crisply. They get 2 or 3 passes maybe, and then they get interrupted.
Yeah, it's a little bit of impatience by RGV. They play the ball, they knock the ball around, and then they'll try to go route one, which doesn't work. The long ball doesn't work. Or they'll play it through the midfield, and what OKC has done is deny the spaces. They've cut up all the angles. And that's why that third pass doesn't get through. The only way RGV has really been able to make any kind of deep penetration into the attacking third is when Oklahoma City turned the ball over deep in their own defensive third, and then that leads to some opportunities.
That looked like Monroy got a touch there off the kick from the goalkeeper Brown, but now an opportunity here down the right side for the Energy. The cross headed away inside the box, and that challenge is rejected by the Toros.
Yeah, Alex Dixon pinching in for a right winger. He was basically in the middle. If he was in his proper space, they might retain possession now.
Right, not a great pass, and a long but weak shot harmlessly goes over the line, and it'll be a goal kick for RGV to get a good look there at Brown. One start, and giving up 1 goal.
Goalkeeping, the defense hasn't been too much of a problem for our RGV. They've conceded 2 goals in 2 games, which is not a bad record, but 0 goals scored. That's the key right there. It's a very simple formula. You win games and you score goals. Very simple, and that's all RGV need to do. If they start scoring goals, they can be a team with playoff aspirations.
Both teams looking for their first win. OKC beaten by Swope Park in the opening game, and then came with a 1-1 draw in the snow in Colorado Springs. So at home at last at Taft. We mentioned playoffs. These teams had a tremendous playoff game a year ago and a bitter defeat for RGV. They actually had the lead in the stoppage time and gave up 2. There's an obvious foul there. They gave up 2 stoppage time goals to lose 3-2.
Certainly stings. And when you consider RGV in the regular season had the better of Oklahoma City in the regular season, that certainly was a stinging quarterfinal loss in the Western Conference. And Mickey Daly getting physical No card. Of course, there's the verbal warning. But you like to see your center backs establish that physical dominance, establish that physical presence that affects the attacking players psychologically. So Mickey Daly does well not to get a card, but he is warned. But he sends a message to RGV that this is going to be a physical game. You're not going to get by me easily.
Second half, I bet that would draw a card.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
We talked about already the difference in first and second half officiating in a match. Escalante with a cross. Headed away by Dixon. Then a lot of contact. Opening there, and instead of maybe a shot, it was by Garcia. He passed it up.
Yeah. Garcia being a little too unselfish there. Saw that Bird had a little bit of space. But what happened was he thought that Bird had space, but OKC defense had numbers in the box. So they were able to clear it away. But that's how RGV get into their penalty area of Oklahoma City when Energy turned the ball over deep in their defensive half of the field.
Looked like he wanted to take a shot there. Now around the box. This is Green, and backwards they go again.
Yep, well done by OKC to keep their shape there. But Green, you would like to see him overlap around his teammate there so that he could, open up some lanes, open up some space.
Oh, look out. Wow, what a complete miscommunication that time. And the ball belonged to OKC. And an early opportunity here maybe for the Energy to take that turnover and turn it into a strong chance. But now they're going to play conservatively, which allows me to tell you the Energy FC's next match is Tuesday against Western Conference rival Sacramento Republic FC at 7:30 p.m. Great ticket packages are available at a price that best meets your budget. To learn more, contact Energy FC at 235-KICK or visit energyfc.com/ticket central. Dave Lamont, George Metellus, Taft Stadium, 0-0 in the 16th minute. And honestly, the toughest save either goalie has made was almost an own goal against the Energy. And Lorendi had to dive to stop a header. But neither goalie other than that has been really tested yet.
Well, one thing's for sure. Jimmy Nielsen, with his success as a goalkeeper with Sporting Kansas City, U.S. Open Cup winner, MLS Cup winner, the goalkeepers are going to be on point. And he's got a good one in Cody Lorendi.
Again, the attack, give and go. Opportunity, knocked away. It should be a corner kick here for the Energy. Let's see.
So it was well done by the Dixon boys down that right side to create an opportunity. That's what they need to do more of. Use that pace with the Dixon boys down the right side and create goal-scoring opportunities. Let's see what they can do here. Cody Andrews has scored off of a header in the set piece already this season.
Number 26, this is Badil, who would take a right footer, an outswinger. Looking for Andrews, headed, still on the box and knocked away. It was Garza who got a piece of that for RGV, but still pressure being put on. Gonzalez smartly retreating. He did a good job of shielding Ward. And the Energy will try again. Dropped here now for Alex Dixon, who has one of the 2 goals for the Energy so far this year. Gonzalez, shot on, and there's Brown. In control, saw it clearly.
Good job by Gonzalez. If you have the space and the opportunity, go for it. Maybe he thought Brown was taking a little nap back there, wasn't paying attention. So let's test the goalkeeper. Let's see if he's awake. If the time and the space and the opportunity is there around the penalty area, might as well go for it.
Yeah, they had a couple of chances on corner kicks. They weren't able to generate anything there. So Gonzalez is deciding to try something from distance, and it nearly worked. Gonzalez again. Good give and go this time to Badil. He is slowed, but a smart pass. Another shot, and just wide. Covarrubias had an opportunity that time. Went low, but missed the net.
Well done by Oklahoma City there, especially Badil, to find Covarrubias. It looked like Miguel Gonzalez had made a run in the middle of the defense to kind of distract the defense a little bit, and that might have opened up some space for Covarrubias at the top of the penalty area to take that shot.
Well, Gonzalez has been very dangerous so far in this match, it appeared, for OKC. He's been all over the ball. and everywhere on offense for the Energy. So we have to start paying more attention.
Yeah.
And that will go against Luna and against the Toros. So he's starting to draw more attention, and that could leave somebody open for a chance, and it nearly did there.
Well, it looks like Jimmy Nielsen is giving him the freedom, the number 10, even though he started on the left side, and he's done most of his work on the left side. He's given him the freedom to kind of float and create space and opportunities all over the pitch. And now it's just up to his creativity and imagination and the movement of the other players to open things up and create goal-scoring chances.
19th minute. Looking for our first goal in this USL match. OKC with no wins, 1 draw and a defeat, and 2 defeats for RGV. Now they break out. There's a shot. Lorendi handles the skipper. That was a tricky little shot. And Lorendi handled his own rebound and then uncorks a throw for Gonzalez. Gets by 1 defender and can't get by 2.
And that was a great counterattack there by RGV. It started with Covarrubias right on the back of Emilio Garcia. Couldn't win the ball, and then a smart run by Camilo Monroy in that space, bursting through. Rasmussen wasn't there to cover, and that opened up a big room in the middle of the park for Monroy to run up and take a good shot.
So Highland, who does a great job for the Energy on these throw-ins. Unloads here toward Koenig with Green on him. Highland back in, got a head on it, and yeah, I didn't think. He tried to fool the official, but the official wasn't buying that.
This is OKC is putting a lot of pressure. They are pressing Rio Grande Valley in their defensive half. They're trying to create turnovers in their attacking half because they've struggled to string passes, more than 4 or 5 passes, and build the attack from the back. So what they want to do is press high so that they can win the ball over and then be closer to goal when they shoot.
There's Jimmy Nielsen. The other thing is if you can score early on a team that hasn't scored a goal yet,
yeah,
I imagine that's got to create even more doubt and put more on their plate to worry about.
Especially if you're Oklahoma, your home opener. Home opener, you want to get as many goals as soon as possible in every game you do, but especially in the home opener, as you mentioned, against a team that has failed to score. You can get 2 goals before the end of the first half. That puts a lot of pressure on RGV, and then the doubt starts to creep in the mind of the confidence. So Oklahoma City have to put this away pretty soon.
Covarrubias trying to clear it in for Dixon, who made a dangerous run, but knocked away from him, and we're going to get a whistle anyway. The ball was ruled out of bounds and will belong in a goal kick to RGV, the Toros.
Yeah, but there's Alex Dixon just finding a way to carve out a little bit of space, pitching in from his right wing position. Player going out wide, and he comes inside.
There's some scattered booing from the crowd, not overly happy with that call. And the official doing quite a bit of lecturing, but yet no card pulling. This time Koenig getting a few words in.
Koenig is a fiery competitor for sure. This is a season of redemption for him because 2 seasons ago he was USL MVP finalist with 20+ goals. Then last season only 5. So he's trying to bounce back and have a good game.
If I remember, though, George, that's his second talk to with
yes.
the referee, so he has to be a little bit more careful now. Although have not seen anything that's been blatant.
Right.
But still, you wear a guy down like that, he's going to pull a card on you.
And they've already had 1 player sent off this season for mouthing off to the referees, and the referees know this, so OKC has to be careful here.
Now, Covarrubias called for that trip. He didn't seem to think it was right, but that doesn't matter. And very quickly, Toros will try to take advantage of this if they can. They bring Green forward. Escalante and Covarrubias knocked him off the ball, and then it belongs to Oklahoma City.
Yep, there was a handball there, and I think the referee was waiting to see if OKC would have the advantage. The referee played the advantage, but ball was turned over quickly and made the call.
Which is a concept I wish other sports
yes.
would pick up on, man, especially basketball.
Oh, my goodness, yes.
But they certainly do it in this sport, and I think that's one of the better aspects of the officiating. Now, ahead to Highland. Crossing over a little bit. Now they bring Highland up on the attack, and a good tackle by Kai Green. It'll be a throw-in, however, for Oklahoma City. No, it will not. Highland, yeah, well, my first thought was it was off of Green, but the official ruling and carding for insubordination, Kyle Highland in the 24th minute.
And you wonder if all the times the referee had to talk to Koenig, if his patience wore thin, and the words Highland said out of frustration led to the card.
Well, smashing the ball down did it, I think.
Right,
as soon as he spiked the ball as violently as he did, that showed up the referee, and the referee felt like he had no choice. And I'll be honest with him, I think he should have done that too. I think that was a cardable offense.
That's for sure. But I thought he was OKC's ball there. I'm surprised.
Oh, so did I.
Yeah,
I did too. And down the left side now, that might have been out of bounds. Now it is. That's still in play. The referee's assistant and the referee say nothing about it, so we'll play on. I think if Highland just mouths off a little bit, we move on. But no, when he spiked the ball like that, he asked for trouble.
It's the frustration of being 0-1-1. That's the key. If they had won one of their first two games, maybe they'd be a little bit in a more jovial mood, let's say. But because they have failed to win so far this season, any little break bothers the team, and they need to get this win to kind of get that monkey off their back and kind of settle their psyche a little bit.
Well, let's reverse the conversation. We talked for a couple of minutes way back about how important, Oklahoma City pressuring, trying to put RGV in a really bad position down a goal when you haven't scored.
Right.
You haven't won a game either if you're Oklahoma City. So if RGV cracks one, then that same, just reverse that.
Right.
And it just becomes that much more difficult for the Energy.
Most definitely. But the little difference is Oklahoma City have actually come down from a goal and equalized.
Right.
So that helps a little bit.
Highland, cross, one touch, Gonzalez. It might have been a handball, and it was.
But you can see OKC, maybe they're starting to figure some things out here. Now that they're getting more and more possession, they're keeping the ball in their attacking half of the field, attacking third of the field. They're starting to find little cracks in that back line, little spaces in the back line of RGV to exploit. If that one touch is a little less heavy, it's one-on-one with the goalkeeper there. So
that foul will go against the Energy. To knock down Luna for the moment. He'll be right back up and join us. The Energy FC Gold Card is a benefit for season seat members. It earns them discounts at several metro area locations like Dunkin' Donuts, iFly Indoor Skydiving, La Oaqueña Bakery, and El Medicon Restaurant. To learn more, visit energyfc.com/gold. That's gold, GOALD.com.
this is a good chance here for Rio Grande Valley. They need to get this goal here, at least make Lorendi sweat a little bit.
Garcia into the box. Right at Lorendi. Oh, and a missed. Bird had it on his foot. He had the entire net, nothing in between he and Lorendi, and he hooked it.
Wow, unbelievable miss there by Eric Bird. I wonder if he was caught a little off guard, or maybe his concentration just caught a little lapse in concentration because maybe he thought he was offside. He was expecting the whistle. I don't know. But when you are all alone like that in front of the goalkeeper, you have to finish. Even if it's offside, let the referee make the decision. A tough break for Rio Grande Valley. That could have been the goal that broke the duck, but Eric Bird missed it.
And those are the kind of breaks that go against you when you're struggling.
Yes. There's an old expression, the goals you don't score eventually get scored on you.
Oh, do you have a T-shirt for that?
No.
I would recommend that.
Yeah?
You want to copyright that one?
I could sell them and pay off my card note with that.
There you go.
Nice. There's another one. 2 goals in the area equals 2 headers in the area equals a goal. Maybe I'll copyright.
And don't overdo it. Don't
overdo it.
this.
Okay.
Just go with one.
Go with one.
Start small. See if it sells.
Yeah. Oh, make it in different colors.
Team colors. There you go.
Yeah. That would be nice. There we go. Now RGV showing a little bit of patience, building through the midfield here. That's I'm sure what Junior Gonzalez wants to see.
They get over to Luna on the left side. Got Escalante hanging around the box, and Lorendi, I think he anticipated Escalante, number 23 in white, being a problem, and he decided to take care of that himself.
Yeah, that's what good goalkeepers do. They dominate their penalty box. Even if they have to knock down one of their teammates to get to the ball, that's what they do. He is telling the RGV attack and his back line, his defenders, this is my penalty area. When the ball goes in, it is mine. I'm getting it. Get out of my way. Well done by Cody Lorendi.
Yeah, he's been sharp so far. And of course, he had one gigantic break when Bird just flat hooked it. A fantastic opportunity. And you see Richard Dixon quickly looking for Alex Dixon, and they cannot hook up. The ball, however, will belong to OKC's Energy in the 30th minute coming up.
Yeah, Jose Barril had some issues with the referee. And OKC is doing way too much talking to the referee. They need to just play. This is a team, OKC, they can beat Rio Grande Valley, but they're talking way too much to the referee. Highland mouthing off. We've seen Koenig mouthing off. Barril is mouthing off. Stop talking to the referee and just play the game, and they can win this.
And Highland playing now with a yellow card because of his insubordination with the referee.
That's why Barril was sent off in the game against Fort Park.
Yeah, we were there for that one, and it was late in the match, too. Now here's Gonzalez looking for the cross. Instead, he'll lay it off to Alex Dixon. And Dixon went just a little too far right with that one. However, OKC keeps control. Highland again. Crossing for Koenig. And it's an easy save for Brown.
Yep. RGV doing enough to get numbers back. And Gonzalez had no one to pick out in the penalty area because RGV did a good job of getting numbers back and cutting off all the lanes and opportunities for Gonzalez to send him the cross. Ball played outside the area and eventually easily handled by Brown.
Well, after a conservative first few minutes for both sides, we're beginning to see the game open up a bit. Both teams getting opportunities. One off a set piece for RGV that perhaps should have been a goal.
Yep. Definitely should have. Eric Bird should have put that one away, and he knows it too.
Wise decision there to go back to Andrews and start things over.
Cody Andrews very confident with the ball at his feet. He's a big man, big center back, very good in the air, especially on set pieces, but very confident with the ball at his feet. A couple of times last season we saw him in a more advanced defensive midfield role for Jimmy Nielsen when injuries and bad form kind of forced him to play around with the lineup a little bit. So Andrews is someone that he trusts, and he is very confident with the ball at his feet. Now RGV putting a little bit of pressure high on Oklahoma City, still hoping to force a turnover.
See the bright green shoes of the teenager. And then you see a little jersey pull, and
Dixon is lucky.
Yeah.
It did not happen inside the penalty box.
That's the argument from the lawyer on the team, Luna, who's wearing the captain's armband. But you're right. That jersey pull was pretty obvious on Monroy. And
he's
going to card him.
Yeah, he's got to.
So 2 cards in this half against OKC.
Clear pulling from behind. He, just by the letter of the law, he had to give him a card for that. Might be a smart foul on behalf of Dixon because who knows what Monroy would have done going forward. And might be a stupid one because in case they score here off the set piece, so you never know. But Dixon definitely deserved that yellow card.
And there you see Monroy, the 18-year-old, got his right wrist wrapped up. The Colombian making his United States debut today.
This is where Andrews and Mickey Daly, 2 big defenders, have to be dominant in the air. clear this ball out for OKC.
Well, Garcia started the last play, the last set piece, and ended up with Bird's opportunity. So he's shown that he has a good touch. Let's see if he goes right at the goalie here this time. He does, and missed.
And tried to sneak it in that near post. Looked like Lorendi might have had it covered, but still, you got to like the aggressiveness going forward of Emilio Garcia on that set piece, on that free kick.
So an absolute break for OKC because the foul is just outside the box. And the kick, although a pretty good-looking one there from Garcia, did not even threaten the goalpost. Now let's see if Alex Dixon makes a beautiful spin move. The cross is weak, however, and chipped away. Here's a blast wide.
Ooh, that's the second time in this match Covarrubias has come up from his deep-lying defensive center mid position, run up on that ball and smacked it, and it went just wide. That would have been a spectacular goal for Alejandro Covarrubias.
And there you see the wind, which is right now in the face and of RGV. So it'll be interesting to see how that, as the game goes on, we switch sides. Stoppage time doesn't appear to be a big issue at the moment. In the 35th minute, we've had just minor delays for 2 yellow cards, and that's been it. Ooh, clever passing right now here by the Energy up their right side, go and just chipped away by Ivan for the Toros.
Tough break by Danny Koenig. Instead of kind of one-timing pass back to his teammate that was making a run, he tried to beat the defender one-on-one, and that first touch was too heavy. He's got to just see his teammates making a run and then boom, one-time pass, and that would open up the defense there. Danny Koenig, that first touch kind of betraying him a little bit there.
Dixon with a throw-in. Looking for Koenig, overdone, knocked out by Ivan again. Ivan. And Monroy pushed off the ball, that time by Covarrubias. He'll have it. Cross for Koenig. Left-footed shot goes harmlessly out of play. So again, OKC in the neighborhood.
Yep.
But not able to get one by Brown.
But this time, Danny Koenig did a fabulous job of getting his body between the ball and the defender, keeping the ball alive in a dangerous position for Oklahoma City. Unfortunately, the shot did not really bother Cali Brown in goal, but still, Koenig making up for his previous mistake by doing what good goal scorers do, or good attacking players do, setting it up for his teammates. So Danny Koenig does well in that particular situation.
Seems like a dangerous play, and that's going to be the call against Garcia.
And it's been a little bit frustrating for Garcia and Ruben Luna. Ruben Luna, who's the number 9, the center forward in the attack, he has had very little influence in this match. He hasn't gotten the service that he would like. And that's a credit to Oklahoma City, especially players like Rasmussen and Covarrubias, who have made it difficult for RGV to build up anything through the middle of the pitch.
And we're seeing a lot of work down the right-hand side right now by the Energy, trying to get through there, and that's just going to be a little bit too much for Alex Dixon.
And Richard and Alex have combined pretty well down that far right side, especially Alex. His first touch have been able to get him past the players. Really no one on that side of the RGV defense can run stride for stride with Alex Dixon. So if they continue to wear down in the second half, that could be where the goal comes from for Oklahoma City. That could be a place where they can create dangerous opportunities and create the first goal for them in this match.
Well, the Dixon's not related. Richard from Hanover, Jamaica. Alex from Bay City, Texas. There's Garcia. That's a handball for sure. Well, I didn't see Garcia. He, I think, is more angry at himself than the referee. So
he kind of made a kind of a frustrating gesture there. So
yeah, but not at the ref. I mean, I think he was just angry with himself.
Yeah,
he was trying. He tried some high wire act there with the ball, and it just didn't work out for him.
Clearly unintentional handball there. So,
Maria, let's see what's on his mind. Into the box and over everybody's head. That just did not shape out. Like Koenig was the intended target.
And you have to wonder how much the wind played a factor in that ball kind of floating away there, because it looked like Koenig was onside and might have had the position on the defender, the good position on the defender to threaten the goal, but maybe the wind taking that ball a little bit further than the club wanted to.
Now Garcia leads the attack, trying to stay onside that time was Luna. Escalante thought about a left foot blast, and he's just had his pocket picked beautifully. Gonzalez over to Highland. Highland will just get rid of it. And it will belong to the Energy on the throw-in.
Yeah, Escalante tried the roulette move, tried to spin, and he spun right into a defender. He could have held the ball up a little bit. Eric Bird was making an overlapping run down the right.
So Highland again will crank one up. Over to Covarrubias. And back to Cody Andrews, and let's see if they go all the way back to Lorendi. Might not be a bad idea. Nope, instead Covarrubias goes forward, looking for Highland making a run. Can he catch up to it? No, he cannot.
That's the right idea, though. Down that right side of the RGV defense, Kai Green has been exposed a little bit. There's been times where he's been caught too high and players have been able to get in behind him, or with the right amount of passing and movement, they've been able to kind of exploit the space that he leaves open or get around him. So that's been a place of vulnerability for RGV's defense.
Well, Dixon tried to be a little clever that time, and it didn't pay off as Garza took it from him. And then Garza had it knocked away from him, but he'll get it back on the throw-in. And minute 41, 0-0 our score here. Both teams have had chances, and the keepers have been tested a little bit. I don't think Brown's been tested that much. Lorendi had one from his own teammate on a header that almost went badly, but he stopped it. And he's had a couple of shots leak through. And the best test, actually, by the Toros was missed.
Yeah.
Bird point blank on a volley, just could not get it even on goal.
Could easily be 1-0 in favor of Rio Grande Valley because of what Bird did. That's OKC dodging a couple of bullets, and as we said before, you got to put it on a t-shirt. The goals you don't score get scored on you. So that's a good omen for Oklahoma City as this match progresses.
He is future t-shirt salesman George Metellus. I'm Dave Lamont, and we thank you for being with us today. OKC Energy, RGV, United Soccer League, week number 3. Many, many more matches for these teams to be played, but you always want to get off to a fast start in the league. Cross interrupted by Magalhaes.
Koenig was unmarked, begging and asking for the ball. Gonzalez got it to him a little bit late, and the angle of the pass wasn't quite right.
And that's been a little problem today with OKC. Some of they've had the chances to just a tiny bit off, just enough because to go awry.
Yeah, if the timing has been either late or too early, and the runs are being made, players are in the space. It's just that last connection. That's always the problem when you're struggling to score, that last connection.
Green with a cross, headed away nicely, and boy, Garcia had that just go right by him. It would have been very, very difficult for Garcia to do anything with that. However, the Toros keep it in OKC territory.
And the pressing that was being deployed by OKC has calmed down and slowed down a little bit. Now it's more of a bend don't break attitude in defense for Oklahoma City.
Rasmussen hit with what seemed to be an obvious foul with a push in the back on Escalante. So it'll be a chance here. Again, they'll go to Garcia, who has shown he's got the ability on these kicks to be very dangerous.
Yep, he knows where to place them. This is training ground stuff that they are about to employ here. knows where to put it now. It's just a matter of RGV of finishing him. Look out for Eric Bird. Let's see what movement he makes to get himself available.
Number 4, Robert Sagal at 6'4", could be a threat also down there. He is jockeying for position. They'll go for the cross. It winds up into a pile of bodies, and it's cycled out of there. And all the way back to Brown.
Yeah, Ruben Luna is having a tough time. Mickey Daly has been all over him.
Here's a chance for Dixon. If he can get there before it goes across the line, he can. Keeps it in play. Dixon with a chance here. Gets it through, and it's knocked away. It'll be a throw-in for OKC. What an effort by Dixon.
Woo, Alex Dixon with a sweet nutmeg after keeping the ball in play. Then tried to get it to Koenig, and it just cut out at the last second by Rio Grande Valley's defense. But Alex Dixon down that right side has pretty much been able to do whatever he wants. No one can stop him on the RGV defense.
Here we are scoreless, 0-0 here. There's a shot, and it's too high. A ripper from Dixon. And time running out in this half. We're probably in about the 43rd minute. And we anticipate a small amount of stoppage time. We've had no layouts on the field. There you see our time. We're on the 45th minute now. And I'm at maybe a minute.
Yeah, I can't anticipate more than 2 minutes. Yeah.
We've had some lecture series by our referee and 2 yellow cards handed out, so maybe 2 minutes is a candidate as well. I have to be honest, it's hard to imagine this game finishing without a goal.
Yeah, I think that both teams, well, especially the last, 15, 20 minutes, especially Oklahoma City, they look like the team that would get the opening goal. They've been able to put pressure on that back line, find some spaces. Alex Dixon running at the defense has been able to break down players. In that last sequence, he broke down 2 players. So if that can continue in the second half, I think we're going to get a goal in this match.
We're in the final minute of this half as the referee has called for 1 minute of stoppage time. There's our 4th official with the word. And Lorendi, that's a smart move there by Dixon.
Yep. I think RGV will be very happy that they are going to go into the locker room 0-0 at the break, but at the same time, they'll be disappointed that Eric Bird didn't finish that opportunity because they could go into the locker room with a 1-goal lead.
And Lorendi just buying some time. One last thrust perhaps here. That's going to be overdone for Koenig. And we're in the final seconds here. Referee just checked the watch.
The key to this match has been RGV's inability to break down OKC's defense with passing through the midfield. And OKC, the story of the first half for them has been Gonzalez and Dixon. They have been able to pretty much do what they want. They've had that free reign to create opportunities, but both teams have been lacking in the finishing department.
And that will take us to the dressing rooms for halftime. 0-0 is the score. And the home opener for the OKC Energy. Might be getting a word here from Jimmy Nielsen to try to confirm that for you before he goes to the dressing room. So both teams have had their chances, and the fans are ready in this home opener. That might have been the toughest save for Lorendi the entire first half. And Brown took a shot on there, but there's the big miss of the day by Bird. Halftime.
Your banking needs are personal, none more so than your personal checking. FFB has a checking solution for you. Like FFB's debit card rewards, which earns you points with every debit card purchase. Points for travel, hotels, restaurants, or merchandise from your favorite stores. And as always, you'll enjoy FFB checking perks like mobile deposit, online bill pay, and free ATMs worldwide. That's a lot of punch packed into a little plastic. Visit ffb.com/rewards for more today.
What if you could keep an eye on your business every hour of every day and know where your customers are at any moment? See what your employees are doing or tell if your windows and doors are secure. And what if you could do all that from anywhere? Introducing Cox Business Security. With HD surveillance and 24/7 monitoring, our security never sleeps, so you can. Cox Business Security Solutions. Security that means business.
Nil-nil at the half. OKC Energy in their home opener against the Rio Grande Valley Toros, who have now gone 2.5 games without tallying a goal yet. Well, what happens when you put professional players against kids? Let's find out.
He has played 7 games this season.
When it comes to growing the game of soccer in Oklahoma, the OKC Energy definitely do their fair share. The latest effort, Kids versus Pros. A weeknight at Taft Stadium, 8 to 14-year-olds on the pitch taking on Energy players. The process, nothing but big league for the little ones. Check in, get your jersey, strap up your boots, do the walk-on, stand at attention for the anthem, then get down to business. First game, 40 8 to 10-year-olds. The second, 40 11 to 14-year-olds. A swarm of white jerseys follows the Energy guys in blue. Some great ball skills. Parents get their picks, see their kiddos on the Jumbotron. An early goal past Lorendi gave the kids a 1-0 lead. But showing true grit and determination, the Energy battled back. Alex Covarrubias, unbelievable finish. The celebration ensues. A tactical error by the pros. There was a Cody switch in goal. Andrews for Lorendi. And when a PK chance occurs for the kiddos, Coady can't make the stop. The kids win it 2-1.
Why did you have fun?
Because I played hard.
Yeah? What was your favorite part?
When we worked together.
Why did you have fun?
Because I went against Energy FC.
What was your favorite part of the game?
Us winning.
Why was it cool playing against the big guys?
I don't know, it was just cool.
What was the most fun?
Playing goalie. Almost scoring.
And make no mistake, the players, they meant business.
Unlucky we didn't get the score. They saved it on the line a couple of times, so yeah, that's how it is. They were a good team and they deserve the win.
You know, it's a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It was against a good side, so unfortunately we didn't get the result. You know, I conceded on a PK, so overall it's a pretty good day for me in between the sticks.
Do you feel like you can take things out of the oven right now and not burn your hands?
Yeah, these gloves can handle pretty much anything, so, you know, unfortunate result, but we'll bounce back.
And don't be fooled, there was some true talent on the pitch with the coaches playing the role of ref. There was some scouting going on.
Yeah, it's always good fun to see the little ones come out and get on the ball, so they did well. There's some good little players out there.
So the next time you're at a Little League soccer match on a Saturday morning, remember, some of those kiddos could have been playing against the guys that play on Saturday night. For Energy FC TV, I'm Brent Skarkey.
raised the stakes. Expectations are high. Our biggest season yet will break records with elite players and future stars. Innovative technology and new homes. We're growing the game in our communities and across the nation. Are you ready?
As we go into Week 3 play, let's take a look back at Week 2 of the USL season. Set up by Nonsal Selbel, Carlton Belmar notched his second goal in as many games to secure the 1-0 win for Swope Park Rangers against his former team, Portland Timbers 2. Louisville City converted on 3 of their 8 shots on target to take the win over Orlando City B 3-1, with Orlando's only goal coming off an own goal before half. Louisville came out strong in the second half and were able to put the game away with goals from George Davis IV and Luke Spencer. The Rochester Rhinos jumped out to a 2-goal lead, but in extra time before half, Bethlehem Steel cut the lead to 1 thanks to a Charlie Davies PK. Coming in off the bench, Johan Graf was able to seal the 3-2 win in the final 2 minutes for Rochester. New York Red Bulls 2 played strong defense, shutting out the Richmond Kickers 1-0 in their inaugural game at MSU Soccer Park. Zico Lewis found the back of the net in the 69th minute for the Red Bulls. Andrew Wiedemann and GB led FC Cincinnati to the 1-0 win in Pittsburgh, as GB notched his second goal in as many games. The Riverhounds played most of the game with 10 men after Gale Agbasumude received his second yellow of the game in the 42nd minute. Phoenix Rising struggled to combine in the attacking half as Real Monarchs took the 2-0 win at home, winning their second game in a row as Phoenix fell to 0-2 to start the season. 0-0 at half, the Charlotte Independents controlled 62% of the game's possession, but the Charleston Battery put 2 away within 7 minutes to top Charlotte 2-0 in the Southern Derby. 2 home games, 2 wins for the Tampa Bay Rowdies to open their USL slate. Michael Nanchoff led the team with 2 assists as he set up Damian Lowe and Georgi Ristoff early in the first half for the first 2 goals of the game, as the Rowdies handled Toronto FC 2 4-0. Oklahoma City Energy FC took to the road for the second week in a row as they faced off with the Colorado Springs Switchbacks in snowy conditions. The game ended in a 1-1 draw with first-half goals for both sides as neither team was able to find the difference maker in the second half. Tulsa earned their second win of the season and handed RGV their second loss as Joey Calistri found the back of the net for Tulsa in the 31st minute. A sellout crowd of 5,566 watched St. Louis earn their first win of the season, a 3-2 victory over Ottawa Fury FC, thanks to an own goal deflection in the 88th minute. Billy Forbes led his team for the second week in a row, this week a goal and an assist in a 3-0 win over LA Galaxy 2. Rafael Castillo notched a goal for himself off Forbes' assist as San Antonio starts their 2017 season 2-0. Brennan Griffiths will be the name remembered for Reno 1868's first goal in the history of the club, but neither Reno nor Vancouver Whitecaps 2 could completely pull away as the game ended in a 1-1 draw. Wilson Nishan Sammy Ochoa led the charge as Sacramento Republic FC delighted a sellout crowd of 11,569 fans to a 4-0 win over Orange County FC. Nishan finished the game with 1 goal and 1 assist, combining with Ochoa, who finished with 2 goals. And that's your look around the league. For USL Network, I'm Morgan Conklin.
What if you could keep an eye on your business every hour of every day and know where your customers are at any moment? See what your employees are doing, or tell if your windows and doors are secure. And what if you could do all that from anywhere? Introducing Cox Business Security. With HD surveillance and 24/7 monitoring, our security never sleeps, so you can. Cox Business Security Solutions. Security that means business.
Your banking needs are personal, none more so than your personal checking. FFB has a checking solution for you. Like FFB's debit card rewards, which earns you points with every debit card purchase. Points for travel, hotels, restaurants, or merchandise from your favorite stores. And as always, you'll enjoy FFB checking perks like mobile deposit, online bill pay, and free ATMs worldwide. That's a lot of punch packed into a little plastic. Visit ffb.com/rewards for more today.
Beautiful evening and a great crowd on hand at Taft Park. 0-0 at the half. OKC's Energy in their home opener against a team that's about to open a 5-game homestand next week, the Toros of Rio Grande Valley. With George Metellus, Dave Lamont, let's go through some of the first half highlights. In the white kits, the visitors looking for their first goal of the season, Rio Grande Valley. And the Oklahoma City Energy defense, George, largely up to the task.
Yeah, so far so good. They have a clean sheet after the first 45 minutes. Cody Larendi, tested by his own player, Richard Dixon there, comes up with an important save. Some chaos here and eventually cleared away. That was Emilio Garcia. Maybe should have turned toward goal on that one, but instead was a little too unselfish there and cleared away by the OKC defense. Miguel Gonzalez has been very active in the first half, and that's a good thing for OKC. And then here is Camilo Monroy. On a couple of occasions, we saw him run right at the defense, use his pace, the teenage Colombian. And then Dave, right here, this is just unexcusable. Eric Bird should have put that one away.
Look on his face says it all. That's the best chance that Rio Grande had in the first half. Great run there by Dixon, but sent away. And then Covarrubias is just going to wind up and just missed to the right of the keeper. And then this little run here by Dixon, an unbelievable effort, but it would end up not going into the net.
Look at how he got through the legs of Victor Garza. He nutmegged him. That was beautiful. Unfortunately, it didn't lead to a goal, but Alex Dixon has been a beast for OKC.
The yellow cards against the Energy belong to Kyle Highland and also to Richard Dixon. Possession being almost even seems exactly appropriate for the way this match was played, and the Energy with many more shots than the Toros. The Toros of the rating quality, actually with Bird right there and also that shot that we showed you by Monroe, showed maybe a little bit higher quality, but the Energy been aggressive. So let's ask you for a little bit of a, I guess an RX there, Dr. George.
Okay.
Well, first off, we'll start with the Toros. Now they played 5 halves without a goal. What do they have to do?
Well, it looks to me like they have to finish their chances, and I think they have to get Camilo Monroy. I'm getting him confused with Emilio Garcia, but Camilo Monroy, the couple of occasions in which he was able to find a little bit of space. He had speed and pace, ran after the fence. Remember, it was his speed and pace that led to the Dixon yellow card, the Richard Dixon yellow card when he pulled him from behind. So if he can get more involved outside on that left side of the Rio Grande Valley attack, that could create opportunities. And then when they do, they have to finish him. Unfortunately, Eric Bird didn't finish his opportunities. So that's the key for me. If Monroy can get more involved, that might be able to open things up.
And for OKC?
OKC, I think what they have to do is they have to get Barril more involved, and Dixon and Miguel Gonzalez just have to continue what they have been doing in the first half into the second half, which is possess the ball, run at defenders, and exploit spaces, because the 2 wingbacks for Rio Grande Valley, Victor Garza and Kai Green, have not been able to keep up with those two, and those two have had the freedom to move around and create opportunities.
So let's keep you posted a little bit on substitutions and who is available tonight and who is not available. First off, for the Energy, on the substitution list, Daniel Gonzalez, C.J. Cochran, Michael Harris, Coy Kraft, Anthony Wallace, Luis Martinez, and Wojtek Wojcik are available. Vucic, I should say, are available tonight, should they be needed. And for the Toros, we have Jorginho James, of course, the goalkeeper, and Goitia, if necessary, Robert Kasner, Todd Wharton, Christian Lucatero, Kyle Murphy, and Leo Ayala are substitutes tonight for head coach Junior Gonzalez.
And look out for if Danny Koenig continues to he played well. He's working hard, but if nothing happens for him in terms of a goal or consistently starting to threaten the goal of Cali Brown, look for Wojcik to come on for Danny Koenig in the second half. And that could be an interesting move there for OKC. That's something to look out for in the second half. But Dixon and Gonzalez, Dixon on the right and Miguel Gonzalez on the left, have been monsters in this game. And you get the feeling that if a goal is going to come, one of those two is going to create the opportunity to make it happen.
So they've switched ends, and the breeze has been going from our right to the left.
Right.
And now it's going to be in the face of the home team. And we'll see if that affects the goalkeeping or the passing in any way. Referee, Andrew Mishashi. His assistants, Michael Kapp and Wade Beal, and Mike Kashif is the fourth official. And we begin with OKC in the white and green kits. And I'll just sort of toss one down there to see if the Toros are paying attention. I don't see any substitutions at the moment. Taking a quick look. Occasionally a manager will make a substitution at the halftime, but not that often. If he does, either somebody is hurt or they did not have a good half, and in the opinion of the head man.
It looks to me, I believe you're right, Dave. It doesn't look like any substitutions for halftime.
There's Richard Dixon right there with it. And a little push in the back there by Ruben Luna, a striker for the Toros. He knocks down Alejandro Covarrubias, a midi. Philip Rasmussen, Miguel Gonzalez, his fellow midfielders, Kyle Highland, Cody Andrews, Mickey Daly, Richard Dixon, the back line, Alex Dixon, Jose Barilla, and Danny Koenig. And a goaltender, of course, Cody Lorendi for the Energy. In the back line for RGV, Victor Garza, Ivan Magalhaes, Robert Sagal, Kai Green, Emilio Garcia, Eric Berg, Charlie Ward, along with Jose Escalante. Ruben Luna is the striker, and the 18-year-old from Colombia making his American debut, Camilio Monroy. And the goaltender, Callie Brown, making his second start of the season. Headed in his direction, header in the box, and we hear a whistle, and this is going to go the other way.
Yeah, it looked like there was an offsides there. Maybe Cody Andrews floated offsides. Very close there for OKC. The danger is there. Then, even though it was offsides, you could see that Callie Brown had to make a save on that Alex Dixon shot. But the danger is there. That's something that they can have confidence in as the second half progresses.
50-50 ball, controlled that time by the Energy, and breaking up, I think he fell over his own teammate, actually, and that's why there was no whistle. An aggressive tackle resulting in a whistle that time.
Oh, that's a tough break for Rasmussen. Rasmussen coming from his center mid position.
I think he fell over Barilla.
Yeah, he fell over his own teammate.
Yeah, the ref was correct not to blow the whistle there,
yeah.
And I think he was correct to blow the whistle here.
And that's unfortunate because Rasmussen had plenty of space in front of him to either take a shot on goal or create an opportunity for a teammate as well. That's a tough break for the Danish midfielder.
So will it be Barilla, number 14, and number 6, Covarrubias, with this kick. Looks like it's going to be Barilla, who has an assist this year. One of the 2 goals scored by OKC. RGV has yet to score a goal in their 2 defeats. Everybody moving forward. Low cross headed, and it'll be an easy play for Brown. The Energy FC Gold Card is a benefit for season seat members. It earns them discounts at several metro area locations like Dental Works, Central State Beauty and Wellness College, iCakes, Gourmet Cakes and Desserts, and Supermercado Morelos. To learn more, visit energyfc.com/gold. That's GOALD.com. Enough of a push in the back that time to draw a whistle. Charlie Ward getting hit with that foul.
Barilla is the one that goes down. Barilla is going to have a little more influence in this match. His creativity in the midfield is why they brought him in.
Oh, a little bit of a heel pass. It just didn't quite work, but you admired the creativity. But the opening moments of the second half has been mostly spent with the Energy on the attack.
Yep, that's the way they that Jimmy Nielsen wants it. Gonzalez playing with a lot of confidence. First he had the spin, and then he saw Rasmussen was overlapping, and so he tried to get it to him with the back heel. Didn't quite work, but Miguel Gonzalez playing with a lot of confidence down that left side.
Richard Dixon. And everybody getting a chance to get in the spirit of things here. Looking ahead for Koenig. Koenig with an opportunity here if he's got help down the middle. Highland with a cross, just missed. 50-50 ball can knocked out of bounds and will belong on the throw-in to OKC's Energy.
Ooh, that's a great service sent in by Gonzalez after Koenig played it to him. He didn't waste any time, just one time.
And Brown, with company right on the doorstep, is able to get to the ball before anyone else.
We're seeing Koenig starting to find the space, starting to see what matchup he can exploit on that RGV back line. That time he did it to Robbie Sagal. So he's trying to see if he can break down Sagal, find someone on that back line, that weak link, that he can beat one-on-one, either score or set up an opportunity for his teammates.
We made the remark in the first half, it was very hard to see this match finishing 0-0. We've gone 6 minutes into our half here and already seen OKC with some pressure. Have not seen anything yet from the Toros.
I have a feeling that the way OKC is possessing this football, that they are going to, RGV is going to need a mistake in the back there to capitalize on, because OKC is doing very well to stay calm and composed and dominate the possession so far in the second half.
Yep, Koenig, Rasmussen, Gonzalez have been putting pressure a lot on the back line. That should be a throw-in, and it'll belong to Garza for the Toros.
And Camilo Monroy, the number 7, the teenager that we spoke about from Colombia, playing with a lot of confidence. Every time he gets the ball, he's looking to run at a defender, try to break him down one-on-one.
Some open space here. There's a shot off the iron. Rebound is blocked. Rebound again. Lorendi trying to find the ball. He can't do it. OKC survives the hairiest challenge of the game by far.
That was a blast by Emilio Garcia. Lorendi was beaten, but home field advantage is sweet for OKC because the post keeps it out.
And then a rebound blocked by a defender. Let's see who blocks this rebound also. This is just torched. Oh, that is a block by Mickey Daly, who saved a goal with Lorendi out of position. And in the meantime, back to live action, and we have Dixon is down. That's Alex Dixon.
Green picked up a yellow card as well.
So our first yellow card against RGV.
And I have to make a correction. It was Jose Escalante who took that shot that went off the post. And then Emilio Garcia was the one that was in the area to try and put home the rebound that was kept out by Daly. So some great defending, last gasp defending by OKC. And they still have that 0 for RGV.
When it doesn't go well, it doesn't go well. We're now going to see the foul. And that's not the one that injured Dixon or shook him up and got Green the card. You see Dixon still not able to get up. The athletic trainer out there now. And can't see what they're looking at with Dixon. But it looks like we may get a substitution in here, or at least, actually, I think the players are taking advantage of this break to have a little more water. But you may have to have a substitution here for Jimmy Nielsen if Dixon is unable to continue.
If he does go for a substitution and it's a straight position swap, then that means Michael Harris will come in and play that right back position. He played a huge majority of the season at right back last season for OKC. So if Dixon is forced to come off and Jimmy Nielsen just goes straight swap, then it'll be Michael Harris. Looks like Alex Dixon is the
It
one.
is Alex,
Yep.
yeah. And so you might be looking at an attacker here.
Right.
If he can't go, but it looks like he's going to give it a shot and just try to run this off.
Maybe Luis Martinez or Daniel Gonzalez is the one that comes in the right wing. Oh, they awarded a penalty as well.
Well, that we don't have a replay for, so here is the opportunity for the penalty kick. Green was hit with the yellow card in the box.
Barril looks like it. Barril is going to step up.
Against Brown. Referee tidying up everything outside the box, making sure there's nobody edging in. There's the whistle. Shot. Saved by Brown! Kick save and an absolute beauty. Centered back in, and there's a lot of traffic in front of the goal. Offside is the call. Both teams in the last couple of minutes have had chances.
There is a jinx on that side of the field. There's some kind of some weird magic going on that side of the field because Bird, wide open, missed on this end of the field, and then a penalty kick kept out by Brown on that same end of the field. But Barril hits it right up the middle. That's penalty kick taking 101 is you hit it hard and you hit it to a corner, and he hit it not with not much power right up the middle. Easy for the goalkeeper to keep it out. Look at right in the middle. Doesn't even have to dive anywhere.
And he had already made his commitment.
Yes.
But he didn't go all the way. He didn't have to. He was
Exactly.
able to get a foot on that. And wow.
Yep.
So you've had the post clanked against Lorendi. He survived. And a certain goal, because he was out of position, was blocked by Daly. And now you have Brown with the save here. So who was the idiot who said, I don't see this game finishing 0-0? That would have been me.
Well, I agree with you. So we're both in it together. We're both in it together because it should be like 2-1 or something like that at this point. 2-2 maybe with the post and then Eric Bird missing and then the penalty. So it's a lot of times it just comes down to finishing, and both teams have not finished.
So Buddy will try again, trying to get it over to Gonzalez. He wins the race over Green, but he needs some mates down there to help him, and Green does a good job staying with him that time. Gonzalez just did not have any help and really couldn't see them anyway. He had his back to everyone. They'll bring in Highland, who is the throw-in specialist, and he's going to take a run up at this one. He's coming all the way from Edmond. Headed away harmlessly there by the Brazilian defender. Magalhaes back in, and Brown saw it all the way, and he takes a hard fall and is up right away.
Very brave work by Cali Brown in goal. He has been the savior so far for Rio Grande Valley Toros in this second half with the penalty kick save and then getting up in the air and coming down hard but keeping the ball out.
Well, no lack of action in the first 10 minutes of this. You see Highland, that is a dangerous cross because you've got two energy players right there with Brown.
Yep, it was Dixon and Gonzalez in the mix there.
Well, it looks like Dixon's ankle is okay.
Yep.
Now can the counterattack happen here for the Toros? Still without a goal this season now. We are almost two-thirds of the way through this third game of the season. There's a long blast. Lorendi played it conservatively off his line, and it'll be a corner kick for RGV.
And if you haven't been able to build through the midfield and get a goal, if you're RGV, why not take a long-range effort and see what happens? A long-range effort went off the post earlier in this match on that side of the field, so why not go for it and see what happens?
We'll go the right foot in swinger here. And it looks like after we said Dixon was feeling better, he's going to be taken out of the match. Coy Kraft is going to come in. So the first of the three allotted substitutions will be Kraft for Dixon.
Let's see what happens here. That might be a situation now with Dixon out. Miguel Gonzalez moves to the right and Kraft moves over to the left. We'll see how that works out. because Kraft usually is a left-sided player, young kid, former U.S. Youth International. And he's a player with pace as well. So let's see how that changes the formation, what Jimmy Nielsen instructs Coy Kraft to do.
So Kraft, number 21, has come in for Jimmy Nielsen. Or will be coming in here shortly. He's taking a little bit of time to get Dixon away.
No, 21 still sitting here.
And not 100% certain what the holdup is. And it's still taking a long time for him to get off. So we thought he had survived. He made a play down there at the other end, and maybe that's what aggravated these sore ankles. So it took quite a while for that substitution to actually take place. You see Nielsen with a hug for his attacker. So Coy Kraft will come in, and now he takes his spot.
Yeah, Alex Dixon has been Energy's best attacking player this season. He has a goal. He was very dangerous in this match. That could really change the complexion of the OKC attack and how they go forward in this match.
Well, Dixon was having an impact, little doubt about that. So, and a miscommunication, I would assume, because that was nowhere near anyone from the Toros. And now that allows the Energy to counterattack, and down the left-hand side they go with it.
But well done by RGV to get the numbers back. We saw big Robbie Sago was speeding back as if he was Usain Bolt or something to get back into defense. And able to get the numbers back behind the ball, force OKC to play the ball backwards. So well done by RGV. Just pure hustle to get back and prevent the Energy from getting a dangerous counterattack going.
Yeah, the Energy had to go all the way back on their own end to hit the reset button and see if they could get going again. Here's Highland in the middle, ran into his own man, Covarrubias. This leaks all the way back to Lorendi. 62nd minute.
This is where that inexperience, lack of communication, or inexperience can hurt the communication, because Camilo Monroy was the player intended to receive that corner. He went one way, the ball went the other way, and then OKC tried to break out there. So Camilo Monroy, the youngster, the teenager, first game, not really used to his teammates yet. Maybe the signals weren't right. It's just time and more time on the training ground for the whole team.
Yeah, on loan from the Houston Dynamos is the 18-year-old. The Energy FC Gold Card is a benefit for season seat members that earns them discounts at several metro area locations like All-American Roofing, Abel's Mexican Restaurant, MVS Seamless Guttering, Latino's Supermarket, and Cotner Law Group. To learn more, visit energyfc.com/gold. That's GOALD.com. So the Toros will be tapping into their three subs here in a moment. There's Kraft. Just a little too much for Highland, but Ty Green will knock it loose. And looks like we're going to see Todd Wharton come in, and out will go Emilio Garcia.
Todd Wharton, the former Virginia Cavalier.
A wahoo.
Yes. Emilio Garcia, very quiet the last, I would say, 10, 15 minutes. After that chaos in the area, after the Escalante shot that went off the post, and Garcia was there to try and clean it up. After that, he's been very quiet. So Junior Gonzalez decided to take him off. Wharton should just fit in right in behind Ruben Luna in the lineup. We'll see how that works out.
Header off the back line. Just enough of a hesitation that time, and OKC has to start over. A little bit of uncertainty. Working their way into the box. OKC has missed a penalty kick in this half. Here's a chance. Shot over the crossbar. Oh, Koenig and Rasmussen all hanging around, putting under pressure. Baril, everybody. And that missed the crossbar by an inch.
Oh, that was a great ball by Highland. First of all, Highland put the ball beautifully for both Koenig, and it looked like Coy Kraft And maybe those two in the same space, a little bit of miscommunication. One thought the other one was going to get the ball, and it leads to a missed shot opportunity. And once again, that side of the field is cursed for whoever's ever on the attacking side, because once again, a player has an open net, one-on-one clear opportunity against the goalkeeper, and they fail to score. That's a tough break for OKC.
It was Kraft who missed on the opportunity. This will be a foul on Ruben Luna, and a short lecture. Luna appeared to take down a Energy player by the jersey. Now Luna getting a little extra run here because he's the captain.
Ruben Luna has been zero influential in this match so far, all alone up top in this formation for Rio Grande Valley, and he has received zero service throughout the match. He's going to have to do what Koenig has done, which is drop back deep in the midfield and get involved in the attack.
Well, here's Bird intercepting a sloppy pass. Gets by one defender. Bird with good service there. Another opportunity for the visitors. The net is open. Oh, are we going to get a penalty shot here?
Looks like we will.
Yeah, I think we are, just based on the reaction of the two sides, and you can see the disgust from the crowd behind the goal. Lorendi arguing. OKC is arguing.
Looks like Andrews fouled Monroy.
Let's take a look and see if that's indeed. I'm pretty sure that a penalty kick is being awarded. Luna, shot blocked by the defense. Here's the moment. And
it looks like he's pulling his arm.
He did a little bit,
yeah.
And it's going to result in a PK opportunity for a team that has yet to score this year. It will be Ruben Luna.
And it all started with Eric Bird and his magic dribbling through the midfield and all the space he had because Highland got caught way too high up.
They're making so much noise and bouncing around so much, our camera is shaking. Luna. And for the first time, RGV is on the board with a goal. And that's how you shoot a penalty kick. You pick a corner.
Pick a corner, and you go for it. And that's exactly what Ruben Luna did. And just when we were talking about Ruben Luna not having any influence in this match, he was able to get in the area, cause some problems after the run by Bird. And then, as you said, you have to pick a corner, and then you blast it into the corner, whether it's low or high, preferably high, upper 90. But you picked a corner, Randy guessing the wrong way, and Luna puts it past him, and that's a huge goal for RGV.
The relief, the geyser of joy, I would imagine, for
Yes.
RGV, finally getting on the board after two matches where they were shut out, a half where they were shut out. Finally, in about the 67th minute, they get the penalty opportunity drawn by Monroy, and now we're going to get another substitution here for Jimmy Nielsen. And coming out will be Covarrubia. And coming in will be Daniel Gonzalez. So the Gonzalez brothers now in the game. Daniel and Miguel.
Now with that move, Jimmy Nielsen sacrifices a little bit of his defensive cover to go forward and throw more men in the attack. So we'll see how that works out as the Gonzalez brothers in the lineup on the pitch together.
Well, OKC at home in their home opener after a loss, Swope Park, and a draw in the snow to Colorado Springs on the attack. That was a slip that time. No foul. And just running into too much trouble that time was Koenig.
Now look for Rio Grande Valley to be more conservative, to organize themselves better defensively, and then when they have their opportunities, as OKC pushes forward, now with Gonzalez there, he's going to push forward, might not be that much defensive cover.
In the box, kicked long out of there by RGV, but OKC keeps the pressure on. Now the errant header leads to a clear foul.
And that's Richard Dixon. He's got to be careful. He already has a yellow card in this match. That could have been a second yellow, the way he stuck his leg out there and tripped up Monroy.
And I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they are arguing with the referee, saying, hey, you know, that's one on him already, but I think he's going to get away with it. It was a clear foul. There wasn't any argument about that.
Yeah, Richard Dixon is lucky because the official could have said, hey, second yellow and you're done. And then OKC is down a goal and down a man.
The Energy FC Gold Card is a benefit for season seat members that earns them discounts at several metro area locations like Whole Foods, Carl's Plax, Anthem Brewing, and Buffalo Wild Wings at Northwest Expressway. To learn more, visit energyfc.com/gold. That's GOLAD.com. George Catellus, Dave Lamont, and RGV on the board for the first time this season. Rio Grande 1, OKC's Energy 0. Ooh, that just missed. Dixon.
Oh,
left-footed, and great save that time by Brown, who came well off the line after some clever footwork by Richard Dixon, as Alex Dixon is checked out of the game with what we are being told is a heel injury.
Oh, what a great ball there, but it looks like they're going to say he was offsides there. That looks like the call, but Richard Dixon down that right side, a little Cristiano Ronaldo back heel touch there to get himself into space. It's too bad he was offsides. That was great movement there, but that's what OKC can produce. They have the potential to produce movement and passing like that. Now they just have to do it consistently.
A collision going for the ball and a foul going against Oklahoma City. Down is Luna. Apparently hit in the face. Not enough to draw a card. The official must have thought it was accidental. Speaking of dental, he's asking if all my teeth are in.
Yeah.
They appear to be. Unless he just spit something out. I don't think that was a tooth.
Sometimes when you get hit in the mouth, your lip feels warm, like as if it's blood, but there's no blood there, so maybe that's what he was thinking. But, you know, trying to produce a card, get another card out of the referee.
Ward will take the kick. Now with Garcia out, maybe Ward will take the responsibility. Service from Ward is just a little too far, but that was close. Luna begging for a call that he's not going to get. And Lorendi will get the goal kick.
Oh, that's a beautiful bending service there by Charlie Ward. Unfortunately for RGV, they could not find anyone to get on the end of that service, but Charlie Ward knows how to bend it, that's for sure.
Two teams looking for 3 points. Neither team has had it this year. At 1 point for OKC for the draw last week in the snow in Colorado Springs. And Rio Grande with their first goal of the season on a PK by Ruben Luna. Gonzalez, that's Miguel Gonzalez. Now his brother, number 12, Daniel, is out there. And substitution coming in. And Luna will come out of the game. So the goal scorer will be leaving for RGV. And entering the game will be Kyle Murphy out of Red Hook, New York.
So like for like move there by Junior Gonzalez. There's Ruben Luna, man who buried the spot shot. Just tired legs there, so you get some fresh legs on the pitch there, and especially when you consider that RGV may be looking to counter. They're going to try to, as I mentioned before, get numbers behind the ball, keep their shape defensively, and with fresh legs on the pitch with Kyle Murphy, maybe break out on a counterattack, try to get a second goal.
So Charlie Ward takes the captain's armband for the match for the Toros, number 8 in the white. OKC pressing forward, two players almost running into each other. Koenig with a little flip and just a little bit too much. And goal kick coming up.
And OKC finding the spaces there. They have the pace now with Kraft and Miguel Gonzalez. But I'm disappointed in Jose Barril. First game back after missing the Colorado match, and he just hasn't been able to get enough touches in the middle of the pitch to create opportunities in the middle for OKC. That's been a problem. They've had a lot of opportunities out wide. You got to balance the field with some play in the middle as well.
A nice trap there by Murphy, just coming on in the pitch. Referee, no call there on the contact. And the Toros come right back with it as Ward with a nice steal.
Yeah, he got that off of Barril way too easy.
Monroy, the 18-year-old, just got all tangled up a little bit there.
You can see that youthful energy and exuberance. Every time he gets the ball, he wants to run at somebody, use his burst of speed. You can't go anywhere without the ball.
Each team with one substitution left. Monroy got shoved down. That's going to be a takedown.
Ooh,
that's going to be on Richard Dixon. Look out.
Oh, yeah, he's playing with fire. He's done. He's going to be done.
He's gone. That's his second yellow and a red. Oklahoma City is down a man for the rest of the match.
Yep. He had that one foul on Monroy about 10 minutes earlier that he was lucky he didn't get his second yellow, and he took down Garza very hard there after Garza had gotten past him. But this all started once again by Camilo Monroy. Some smooth footwork down the end line, or on the sideline I should say, to play Garza through, and
read it in the open, and not a difficult call for the referee to make. And I have to. I don't think I could even argue that one if I tried.
Yep. But that was Camilo Monroy. The quick feet of the teenager played that ball through beautifully to Garza, and Dixon completely out of position and committed the foul there.
So down a man and down a goal. That's the situation that Jimmy Nielsen's OKC Energy find themselves in with about 14 minutes. You probably figure a couple of minutes at least of stoppage time for the injury that slowed things down with Alex Dixon. So OKC now, the odds are getting slimmer and slimmer for them, or longer and longer, depending on how you want to look at it, for them to pull off even a draw. Monroy, service, and it just blew by everybody. I was waiting for a white shirt to try to attack that, but nobody did.
Well, remember, this is the end of the field. The way RGV, the direction that they're going on the pitch, this is where the wind is blowing. So we've seen a couple of occasions where maybe if you get the ball a little too high up, that wind will take it longer than you want it to go, that the players want it to go, I should say. So that might have been a factor in that service there by Camilo Monroy, and also with the one that Ward had a few minutes earlier.
It is a windy evening in Oklahoma City. Now the Energy trying to mount the attack. Koenig had it interrupted from him by Magalhaes.
If you're Junior Gonzalez and you're the manager of Rio Grande Valley, you're up a goal, up a man, you have to go for the throat here. Try to get as much possession as possible, break down this OKC defense and get another goal.
A steal by Kraft, looking for help. He's bumped off the ball. Going into traffic, and a good job that time. Oklahoma City handled very well by Daly.
And Jimmy Nielsen has to be worried about the discipline on his team. It's the second match in 3 that they've had someone sent off. That is not an encouraging sign. So Jimmy Nielsen has to address that with his team in order for, as the season progresses. And in order to make the playoffs, you can't have that kind of ratio. 2 red cards every 3 games. It's not good.
Minute 78.
I want to look at it before we tear it down.
And if you're Oklahoma City, you want to push this thing as fast as possible, even on balls like that. Precious time being wasted there. Highland finally got tired of it and at least put it in a position for the throw-in. But on the other hand, if you're Toros, there's no hurry. Contact in the box, that'll go against Bird. And Morelos is a proud partner of Energy FC. Get your grocery shopping done and buy your tickets to the next Energy FC home match at all 4 Supermercado Morelos locations, including Northwest 23rd and Meridian, Northwest 50th and MacArthur, off of Northwest 5th and I-35 in Moore, and the newest location on Southwest 59th Street.
It does it on between the near side and far side.
Chance here now for Oklahoma City, and Green stood tall.
Well done by Green. I thought at first that long ball was going to be easily defended by Green in that back line of Rio Grande Valley, but Danny Koenig did an excellent job to get on to the end of it and win the possession.
Highland, and very quickly off the line was Brown. He saw where that was headed and decided to cut off trouble before anybody else could get their feet on it or their head on it.
And Brown also wanted to play quickly that counter, but he knew that his team has a goal lead, man advantage, no need to rush it.
Monroy has it knocked away, and the call will go in favor of RGV. Again, each team with one substitution available. Little give and go. Monroy there very quickly. Gets into the box, gets around one defender, and Lorendi slides off his line to keep the cross from happening. Great play by the veteran goalie.
Well done. Just getting off his line, timing it, the move off of his line perfectly, and then cutting off the angle. That was the key.
I think we're going to get, well, we have a man down. First off, it's Monroy.
And he's cramping up, it looks like. Right.
And I believe we were also due to get a substitution. Now, with Monroy down, the initial substitution was, I think we were going to lose Escalante. And it also looks like Jimmy Nielsen's going to tip his hand and bring Vucic into this, number 28. Vucic.
Let's see. I mean, figure if he brings in Wojcik, my guess would be Rasmussen, and then you kind of have three attacking players up top with Koenig, Wojcik, and Kraft.
I think the original plan, we were told, was that Escalante was going to come out, but now Monroy will be taken out of the match, and we're going to see Jorginho James will come in.
Well done by Loren. Looks like the kid just cramped up.
And Miguel Gonzalez will be out of the game for OKC. So all substitutions have been made. So Vucic will come in.
I'm a little surprised by that. It makes sense, but I'm a little surprised because Miguel Gonzalez has played well. He's a player that can hold the ball up, distribute, and send his teammates through into areas that create goal-scoring opportunities. Wojcik is a big body and especially effective in set-piece opportunities. So
you see the Jamaican, James, 6'1", 190 pounds. He's into the game now. So you add a little height, take care of any business in the air. Monroy, a smaller player, 5'6", 143 out of Medellin. But he had a pretty nice run.
Yep. And it was Monroy who basically got Dixon sent off.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah,
yeah,
basically got Dixon sent off. The first yellow card was Monroy beating Dixon and Dixon pulling him from behind. And then the second yellow card on Dixon was Monroy combining with Garza. Some beautiful footwork by Monroy down the near sideline that sent Garza through, and then Dixon had to make that challenge sure. So Monroy, in essence, got Dixon sent off in all the good ways, the proper tactical ways that you could in football.
The Energy FC home opener tonight has been presented by Mercy. Mercy is proud to be the official medical provider of Energy FC. The first 2,000 fans through the gates tonight received an Energy FC t-shirt. Compliments of Mercy. They would also like to go home with a win besides the neat t-shirts. And at the moment, down a man because of the disqualification of Dixon with 2 yellow cards. Bird with a little bit of open space, but his pocket is picked.
I'd like one of those Energy jerseys.
That's a tough foul. And you see Gonzalez not buying that one bit. Garza arguing.
Ooh, looks like, is it straight red the way the referee's digging into his back pocket?
Well, that would surprise me. I didn't think the tackle was that violent. Well, what's going on here now? You have both sides arguing. The referee trying to push everybody out of the way. Now, if he just, well, let's see. And it is a straight red.
Wow.
We are even in manpower.
Wow.
Garza just flat out of the game.
Let's see. Is it 2-footed? Oh, I don't know.
Well,
maybe because it's 2-footed, he went in with both legs. Maybe that's what it was. It is a card for sure. Red card. Ooh, that's tough.
Wow, that was tough.
Yes.
So all of a sudden, it's 10-on-10.
Oh, that's exactly the break OKC needed.
And you see the two coaches talking, and Jimmy Nielsen probably has a little sympathy for what Gonzalez just went through. Both of them losing players. You don't often see head coaches interact during a match in any sport. And
it actually looks like a friendly interaction,
Nothing looked really hostile there. Brown way off his line to get a punch. OKC wants a punch called on Brown. They thought he made contact with one of their players, but no call that time, and Brown will get it. So things have gotten dramatic here with the ejection of Garza. He joins Richard Dixon as players booted out of this game. Dixon with 2 yellow cards, and Garza just straight sent to jail.
Dixon.
I must say I'm a little surprised about the Garza call.
Yeah.
I agree. I think, you can card him. I get that. But the red, no. The referee not messing around that time. So now.
This is interesting how the cards have played out, because the wing backs on both teams have had one player sent off, and the other player that's still on has a yellow card. Highland did the yellow, Dixon sent off. Garza sent off, Green with the yellow. So the wingbacks have had a massive part in this match for unique reasons, we'll put it that way. You don't see that too often.
OKC looking for a ball here, and they finally get one. Badil will throw it in. RGV looking for both teams looking for their first win. RGV finally got in the scoring column on the penalty kick by Luna. He is out of the game. Kyle Murphy took his spot. OKC has had a draw. They have a point in their column, but they lost their opener to Swope. And pushing forward. And Highland will work all the way on the other side to do this throw-in now. But again, not a lot of room for him to work to get up a good run-up for this throw. But he's pretty strong. Well, he's gonna make some room for himself.
And this is like a corner kick for OKC here.
Headed away by the defense. High in the air. Brown off the line, and again aggressively looking like a rebounder. And they're going to call the foul against OKC for undercutting into the keeper. But Brown very aggressive, and it's paid off.
Yeah, that was Wojcik that commits the foul on Brown, and that's rule number 1, especially in set pieces. Anytime the goalkeeper gets or receives any contact in that 6-yard box, it's going to go the way of the goalkeeper, and that was no different in that situation.
Fans, you can stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league, as Brown will easily handle that. You tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern on Sirius XM FC, Channel 85. And do not forget that Sirius XM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Check USLsoccer.com for dates and times.
So it's some kind of signal that the camera is sending the lens to do that.
Rasmussen has got to step up here.
They work it over into the corner. This chance for Kraft. The cross headed away. That was James who got a piece of that. Seemed like a clear push. Two to 3 minutes of stoppage time is a good estimate here.
Figure anytime a foul goes the way of Rio Grande Valley, it plays right into their hands. More time off the clock.
Yeah, that call is just a gift. And Lorendi's going to have to do something here. Let's see if he goes for the throw. He does. Punting into the wind isn't really a bargain right now, so Lorendi took the ground route. 50-50 ball. OKC will control, but they're going in the wrong direction. Big collision there. That's a tough one for James, number 6. And you can see Baril is screaming for help right now.
Oh, yeah, he's clinching that left knee.
That was just two guys going for the ball. I wonder if that's a knee-on-knee hit. Now, James is up, but Baril is not. This will obviously add to our stoppage time. Now, Jimmy Nielsen's going to let the 4th official have a few ears full of complaint while the trainer takes a look at Baril.
And Jimmy Nielsen was like, what was he thinking? He's walking the other way. He wanted to say something to the fourth official. Didn't get a chance to.
Now he's out of substitutions.
Yes.
So this is another tricky situation here for Oklahoma City. They may be down to 9 because if he cannot continue.
Yeah, that's where, in that instance, Rasmussen will have to step up and be that creator, for lack of a better term, the number 10 in the midfield there. The Barril has had a very quiet game, hasn't seen the ball as much as he would like to. Every time he's touched the ball in the middle of the park, in that middle channel, if you will, there have been a couple of Rio Grande Valley defenders, or midfielders, I should say, right on top of him. Hasn't been able to quite have the influence that Jimmy Nielsen would have liked him to have. Oh, and he gets sent off.
For what? Well,
unbelievable.
Well, I would love to hear from the referee about this. And Jimmy Nielsen, you can see in the lower left-hand corner of your screens, is beside himself. Now, what Baril did to earn the red, I do not know. And I'm absolutely confused by that.
Yeah.
That's his second of the season. And he must have said the foulest thing that's ever been spoken on a pitch to be sent off.
Either that or the way he came in on Jorginho James was the reason.
Let's take a look, George. Tell me what you think.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I get it.
Yep.
I get it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I take back anything I may have said. Yes. But was that worth a red, though?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's worth a red. Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm. He came up that right leg with his studs up right into the leg of James. Yeah, it deserves a red.
All right, so upon further review, and a good job by our crew there, you see 5 minutes of stoppage time added on, so there is still a chance for OKC to get the equalizer. And now the evidence shows the referee was absolutely right to do that. So good call, as it turns out. Not for Oklahoma City's sake, but
for the sake of football and soccer, yeah.
And they're right.
Yeah.
Our first reaction was, how could that be? He was hurt, but you see what caused it.
Insult to injury, to say the least. Yeah.
If you are enjoying this match and enjoying the way Oklahoma City looks, we can tell you where to get those kits provided by Under Armour. If you go to the Energy FC store in Automobile Alley or shop energyfc.com.
I might have to get one of those. They look pretty smooth. I like them. I like the green and white stripes there. I like that.
The road kits were nice, too, with a little blue and green in there as well.
Absolutely. Definitely you have to give it up to the clothing supplier for changing the Energy uniforms from last season. They look good. I like them.
And it is better to look good than to feel good. But right now, the only way for Oklahoma City to feel good is to try to get an equalizer, and they're going to go for it right here. But you know what? You think about RGV, we've talked about how they haven't scored. They've only given up 2 goals.
Right.
So it's not as if they've had a leaky sieve defense back there. They've been tough to score on. And they still have yet to score on any set piece or anything other than a penalty kick that we saw tonight, but it may well hold up. So this might be the confidence and the energy boost, pardon the expression, that they need going into a 5-game homestand.
For sure, to beat the team. And then remember, we talked about it in the beginning of the match. This is the team that they lost to in a very emotional Western Conference quarterfinals last year. So a little bit of revenge for RGV as well.
If they can get it, but let's not forget how they lost in stoppage time with 2 goals. And what are we in right now? So
second half stoppage.
I don't doubt that's on the mind of the RGV supporters watching this match, but they're going to get a break here as they're going to get the ball. We mentioned the long homestand. It begins on the 12th against the Switchbacks. And they'll also have Tulsa. OKC will be in there on the 29th. Swope Park and the LA Galaxy 2. They don't go on the road again until June. And coming up for OKC, of course, we mentioned the match on Tuesday versus Sacramento. And there's been another booking, by the way, against OKC.
Looks like Wojcik was the one that went into the book there.
And then the next match for the Energy, they have a long, almost 2.5 weeks off, and they will go into Rio Grande on the 29th.
That 5-game homestand for RGV is where they can make their season, where they can basically set up the foundation for qualifying for the playoffs. If they can pick up all 15 points in those games, they set themselves up beautifully for a playoff run.
One last push perhaps here. Lorendi is going to give everything he has with a left-footed punt, but you see the wind kind of hangs that ball in the air. And Badil is just having a difficult time. He was ejected. May not have been able to continue the match anyway.
Right.
Because of his injury. Pretty obvious he couldn't have, but nevertheless, he picked up his second red card in just 3 games. Also ejected from this match, Richard Dixon. And then Victor Garza for RGV was ejected from this match. This might be Oklahoma City's last opportunity right here. And very smart for the Toros to press.
Yes. They try to keep OKC out of their own attacking half. And Wojciech having to drop all the way back to get it back to the goalkeeper. So good tactics there by RGV.
Flag went up, now taken down. Kraft with a service, and Brad Brown was right there. Good anticipation, and there it is. The first win of the year for Rio Grande Valley FC, defeating Oklahoma City Energy FC 1-0, a clean sheet for Callie Brown. Tough night for both sides with injuries and ejections. And Jimmy Nielsen heading to the middle of the field, perhaps to shake hands with the player or perhaps to give the referee a piece of his mind. No, he went right by the player. Jimmy Nielsen wants a private and one-sided conversation with our referee. I want to remind you that coming up on the other side of the break is the post-match report brought to you by UCO's Downtown NBA. We began with a flash and the ball delivered to the pitch in style. But it ends with a victory for Rio Grande Valley, their first win of the season. As they defeat OKC, the Energy still looking for win number 1. So don't miss the postgame show coming up. For George Metellus and our crew, I'm Dave Lamont. We thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed watching the Toros get their first win over the Energy, 1-0.
I don't think any city in America has come as far, as fast as Oklahoma City. And the reason you see so many highly educated 20-somethings moving to the city is that vibe, is that energy. This is a city with a lot going on.
And we want to be a part of that. We believe our MBA program is just as vital, it's just as interesting, it's just as engaging as other parts of people's lives. We believe we can provide students with this incredible opportunity to learn in the places where they're living, working, and playing.
My MBA has helped me in my career path and my success. It makes you more marketable. It certainly will create career opportunities that you would not otherwise have.
There's a lot of wonderful business partners down here, and I know a lot of them are very involved with UCO. Bank of Oklahoma is one of them. It's a great opportunity to engage the business leaders down here.
I'm working with one of the business professors. There is that exchange of ideas, that interaction. I do my research and I bring back information, so I'm just not only gaining from him, but he's gaining from me as well.
Having an MBA school in downtown Oklahoma City is going to be something that the business community is going to embrace. They realize they've got to keep their workforce educated, and to have an MBA program downtown only makes that easier and easier.
So the opener at Taft for OKC's Energy goes into a 1-0 loss to Rio Grande Valley's Toros on the penalty kick by Luna. And a difficult evening for the fans who had a lot of entertainment in this game. Second half was especially lively. The referee, I think, ran out of ink or broke his pencil tip, marking down, George, all of the people who ended up not finishing this game. But we started in style with the arrival of the ball here by helicopter. And while there was still a little bit of sunlight out, we saw some attacking.
Yeah, that's Camilo Monroy, the young Colombian who would have a very influential game, mainly because of what he was able to do to the OKC defense, and specifically Richard Dixon. There's the first yellow card picked up by Dixon because Monroy got around him in the first half But the other Dixon, Alex Dixon, was probably their best attacking player in this match before he gets hurt. Look what he does to Gardas that nutmegs him, then almost gets it to Gonzalez. That would have been a special goal for OKC.
Dixon would leave the match with a heel injury. We go to the second half. This is when Dixon was injured in the second half, which led to a penalty kick opportunity. There you see. Now that was waved off as an offside.
This is another opportunity here as Kai Green going around and Jose Escalante with a great shot off the post. Garcia is there to clean up the rebound, but it was kept up by Mickey Daly, and then
that's the one that got away for OKC. That could have put them up 1-0 against a team that hadn't scored, could have put a lot of heat on their backs. But instead, Brown came up with the save. Here was another good chance.
Yep.
And this was the call that led to the penalty kick.
Yep, and it was Camila Monroy again, that time against Cody Andrews, and Ruben Luna finishes it. And, you know, we said it when it happened. You pick a corner. Barril didn't pick a corner. Brown kept it out. Luna picked a corner. Lorendi couldn't keep it out.
That was it for Richard Dixon right there, led to the red card as he took down Monroy. Again, the speed of Monroy didn't last much longer in this match, but due to cramp issues. But
that was the Garza red card. And
Garza got red carded.
I think it was because it was a two-leg challenge.
Yeah.
I think that's why, yeah.
And there's the red card that knocked Barril out of the game, in addition to the fact that he was shaken up on that play and likely would not have been able to finish. So possession finishing in favor of OKC. They outshot the Toros. Shots on target. They had the two yellows, the two reds. A lot of officiating tonight as far as yellow and red cards. But in retrospect, when we saw them again, kind of hard to argue with them.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Especially the Barril red card. He had a terrible game. Missed the penalty, got injured, and got sent off. That is not the trifecta you want when you're an attacking player, and that ultimately helped lead to the demise of OKC Energy in this game.
Not a lot of time to feel bad for yourself if you're OKC, though. You've got to play Sacramento at home on Tuesday night, and for the Toros, they begin a 5-game homestand on Wednesday against the Switchbacks. That's going to be at 7 o'clock. So we want to remind the OKC Energy fans, be ready for the next match against Sacramento. You'll be able to see it on TV on ESPN3, or perhaps, better yet, head to Taft yourself and see the match in person and see if the Energy can get their first victory of the season. For George and our entire crew, I'm Dave Lamont. We thank you very, very much for watching. We enjoyed OKC and Rio Grande 1-0 Toros on that shot.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.